much to everyone who has come today. What a gathering. This is really one of the sweetest things I've done in quite some time. And I'm so grateful to have known all of you. And thank you so much for coming today. It just means so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can't really say it any better than that. Louder, louder. Oh, okay, I'm just saying thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a little repetitious, but heartfelt. So, without further ado, I want to introduce Sean Barretz, who will be presenting a plaque to the school, and thank you again from me.
Roger Munson just walked in. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Sean!
So we made it happen. Awesome. We're here. We're on the campus. So I said this last night, but for those of you who weren't there, so back when we set up the Facebook page and everybody was like, let's have a reunion. My two things were Bonnie's got to be involved and we need to be up at the campus.
Yes.
And
here we
obviously both have happened. But it's really special to be back here, and we really wanted to thank LILA, the French-American school that came after Apple, for letting us host this. Yeah, let's give them a big hand. Because obviously the campus made it really special, but I think it's important for those of us that went here that the legacy still goes on. There's a school here doing good works, and they want to buy this campus just like we did. Right now they're leasing it, but they're going to have an opportunity in a few years, I guess, to purchase it. And so towards that end, by the way, there's a donation container over here. You can, if you want to help them towards that goal, that would be great, because we didn't have enough time to have a bike-a-thon, so I'll just have to do this. And in the meantime, we've got a plaque here, and is Monsieur Barish here somewhere? What's this? Yes. To thank them for their kindness and generosity letting us host this.
Hey, Sean, what do you read it?
Sorry, yeah, let me read that too. Presented to the Lycée International de Los Angeles, Los Feliz, from Los Feliz Hills Apple School in recognition for your support and kindness. 2015 Barron's Reunion, August 15th, 2015.
I'm really French American. Actually, I'm French only, so my English is not so perfect. But everything was possible today thanks to Bonnie, who did a very approach to come to us, and she did a great work, and we're happy to be with you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, I believe I'm passing the mic to Pascal.
To me? I'm next.
Is that right?
Hey, everybody. Hey. I guess y'all remember me as Packy. Been Pascal for a few years. So I am presenting the apple tree, which has been planted here recently. I guess when this school was refurbished by LILA, they tore down the apple tree that my dad and Karen Francho planted, a symbolic tree for the school. And so the plaque reads, "This apple tree is dedicated to the students and staff of LILA, Los Feliz, with gratitude from Apple, Los Feliz Hills School Reunion 2015. So, I guess I just want to say a little something about Bonnie, even though I'm not introducing Bonnie. Someone else gets to introduce Bonnie. Bonnie was my teacher at a school prior to Apple School, and Bonnie was famous for her Friday beach field trips. I think she just wanted an excuse to go to the beach. And we didn't have a school bus, so we'd pile into her VW, like 12 kids in one VW. It's like one of those 1950s phone booths. 2 kids in the way back. But, Bonnie, I've known Bonnie for so long. And when you're a kid, you don't really make the decision what school you're going to go to. Your parents are making those decisions because, you know, they want what's best for you. And all I got to say is I'm so happy to have been part of Bonnie's life and in her school, and it's very special. Thank you, Bonnie. I don't think any of us would be here if it wasn't for Bonnie. All right. And one more thing. Is someone else going to talk about that? Okay. All right. So, Colin Rhodes. Is Colin Rhodes here? There's Colin. What's that? Yeah. The shirt says it all. It's the only thing I had clean.
Yeah, right.
I think it's Roger. Melissa asked me to read to you a note that Coach Dan Pride sent. He couldn't be here today. We actually, a lot of us got to talk to him this morning on FaceTime. Somebody had an iPad and we were talking to him. He very much would wish he could be here, but he sent a note along. I wanted to tell a story about Coach Pride that I think, in my experience, represents what Apple School was. I came back to Apple School the summer before the 83-84 school year. My parents planned to move back to LA, but not until the fall of that year, and I knew Dan Pride was going to coach the team that year. So I somehow talked my mother into letting me move back to LA by myself for 2 months. Not exactly sure how I did that at 16. It was, to say the least, a bit of an adventure, and I admit a little bit intimidating. But I really wanted to play football for Coach Pride. So I got on the Continental Trailways bus in Phoenix, Arizona, and got off in Los Angeles. To support myself, I took a job as a construction laborer, and I'm sure a lot of you here know that is not the most stable career path you can take. I recall, actually a day like this, it was a lot hotter. We were doing 2-a-days. Football practice is the second practice of the day. Coach Pride sensed there was something wrong with my performance, and he called me into his office after practice. He asked me what was wrong and why my temper had been so short on the field. After trying to maintain my best impression of maturity for about 12 seconds, I broke down crying in front of the man that frankly intimidated me and whom I had only known for 3 or 4 weeks. You see, my boss at the construction company hadn't made payroll that week, and I was absolutely broke, going on my second day with no food.
Oh my God.
Dan Pride, the mountain of the man that he was, teared up with me. And he reached into his wallet and gave me what was probably his last $40. The man who was an imposing presence of strength and determination showed me that true strength means being brave enough to be vulnerable and to connect on a human level to another person right where that person may be in their hour of need. That was the first of many lessons I learned from the man I learned to love, revere, and respect. Dan always saw more potential in me than I did. He never let me stop just because I was tired. He knew I had more to give. He did not accept excuses, and he believed in me. He tried so many times to tell me the potential he saw. But as I have come to find out, there are just some things you can't tell a 17-year-old. But his lessons stayed with me throughout my life, and they continue to sink in each year. When I am faced with a challenge, I think back to Coach Pride and how he expected me to live up to my potential. It was his expectations and the drive he taught me that led me to 5 national and 2 world powerlifting titles. It is those same values that lead me to pull over and help the old couple change their flat tire even when I'm late for a meeting. I learned from Coach Pride that true greatness is measured in service to others. I am absolutely confident that I became a better man and have lived a better life because I had the privilege of having Coach Dan Pride tell me, "Get up, boy, you're killing my grass." And so Dan himself wrote, "My 3 years at Apple School, Los Feliz Hills, 83 to 85, was a very happy and educational time of my life. The people I met and worked with will always be a part of my life. I know it has been a long time since I have talked to or have seen you all, but I want to know you are always with me in my mind and in my heart. I'm sorry I'm unable to be with you this weekend, but I promise to come to California next summer, and I hope to see you all then. Have fun, enjoy each other as we always used to. Stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. And by the way, just so you know, I am working on my Facebook skills. Hopefully I will be able to stay in touch with all of you. If you can find the time, I would love to speak to you. Please call me. With all my love, Coach Pride." And I think it's your turn, Melissa.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you so much.
Hi, welcome. Maybe I should use that. First, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Melissa Kipperman.
You can't hear me? Okay. I'm not used to using the microphone.
My big brother is Chris. My little sister is Allison. Let me try this a little bit different.
Somebody hold it.
Oh, you guys are so wonderful. Thank you. Look at this. Such team entourage. Okay.
Nice.
Very cool. I like this. Okay, I can do this. So what is unique about our family is not only that we attend Apple School together, but our mother, Juliet, also worked on campus for many years as well. And if that wasn't enough, both my children, Catherine and Kevin, attended LILA here. So I've been here for quite a while now. So this campus is their campus as well as my family's. And then on top of all of that, I was also the girls softball coach, which is here on campus when my daughter was there. And I also chaperoned students to Arles, France. So as I said, I was very involved with, not only with Apple, but then again with the lycée. So collectively, we spent many years on the campus, and we have great fondness here, naturally. The great influential leader, Mahatma Gandhi, is quoted as saying, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." So hold that thought. Am I still there? For anyone who has ever worked at the school or with children and with young adults knows precisely what it means to lose yourself in service to others, especially when you selflessly don't.
Unbelievable.
This is not
Dick Francho.
That's right. Especially when you are selflessly being of service to other people's children. That's a big deal, is when you're giving yourself to other people's children. The Reunion Planning Committee felt that it was of utmost importance that we put together a memorial to include and honor those who were part of the Apple School community. Our friends, our teachers, our coach, and parents who passed away all too soon. So in the words of the wise Shan Kelly that I spoke to most recently, Apple School was an idyllic world, a sort of utopia, a very cool world where all of us were parents. We're all one huge family. Indeed, we are a close-knit family, and every loss is our loss, and every loss tugs at our hearts. Each one of these people touch our lives in so many ways, and with their graciousness and generosity, and they help create this beautiful fabric that we know as Apple School. Each one contributed to the growth and expansion of the school, and we want to be sure that their families truly know, and of course their friends truly know, that we will never forget them. Their lives and their contributions matter. So what we did as a group, we reached out to the family and friends of those who are no longer with us, and we asked them to provide a small slice and a small piece of a memory for the memorial. So that's why I have these up here. These are the people that have passed that were part of our lives. But so what I did is I reached out. Thank you. I think I can do that now. So what I did is for each person's family, I did reach out and ask for just a memory. I wanted to have a memory to share with you. So I'm just going to go through the list of those who provided some sort of memory. I think it's really important that we share these memories and that you understand and remember how important their lives were to all of us. So first I'm going to put it in alphabetical order. So I'm going to start with Julie Cambeek. And a lot of us were here at school when this happened, when she passed away. But I got this memory from her sister, Heather. Heather actually sent me something. And she shared a memory of when Heather was in 7th grade and Julie was in high school. So I'm going to quote Heather here. Julie loved and was loved. I write this as I watch my son Finn practice football. The sounds are all too familiar and transport me back to those Apple School days after school. Craig Farley and the team practicing on the field, Julie and the other cheerleaders practicing near the bleachers, and I can remember the smell in the air, the sun on my face. I remember the smile on Julie's face. I know when I first read that, I got very choked up because I too remember Julie and her beautiful smile. So that was from Heather, so we thank Heather for sending that. Then it's Craig Farley. And if those of you who don't know, they actually passed together on the same day in the same horrific accident. This memory is from Shan Kelly. So Shan was, or is, Craig's best friend, and he wanted me to share this. Though Craig was seen as being the big jock on campus, the talented football player who always played it cool, looked as if he was always in control and never worried about being able to make a play on the field, was actually one of the most shy, gentle, and sensitive people I've ever known. After graduating high school, he continued on with his studies at the university level and was seriously planning his future. Craig was also very accepting of everyone. And Shan also wants to share a time of when they had an assignment. Oh, they've been skiing, so they had an.
Give it a slap. How's that?
Oh, of course, Roger. That's how Roger handles everything, by the way. I remember Roger. I haven't even seen you today. Hi, good to see you. It's been many years. Okay, so I want to share these. So Shan would also like to share a time when Craig was given an assignment after a fun weekend skiing, and he had to write a poem for Bunny and Hazel's class. So Shan remembers Craig telling him, "This is the only poem that I will ever need to write. We bad, don't mess with us because we know we bad." That's a quote from Shan about his best friend. Okay, then we can move on to Nate Jessup, and I did reach out to Selby, his brother, and I guess Selby didn't come today, but he was thinking of it, and I didn't receive anything, so sorry, I have nothing to share there. We move on to Gordy Conkle, and Camille and Leslie both had something they would like to share. So Gordy and I knew each other since we were 5 years old from Texas. We were best of friends in our early teens. He was the funniest person on the planet to hang out with. Smart, incredibly witty, and a bit wicked. He was a great artist, impressionist, dancer, and was able to do hard tricks on the trampoline. So I don't know exactly what that is, but that's pretty. I guess he was good on the trampoline. And then Leslie Woodruff wanted to add, she says, "I'm lost for words. I can't describe how I feel losing my friend. Gordy opened my eyes to other parts of life and helped me to become less naive. He would always say, 'Just do it.'" So that's it. Okay, so then on to Andy Sternagel. A lot of us knew Mike Sternagel. We were in class with Mike, so Andy Sternagel, I reached out to Greg Walcott, who was his friend, and I didn't hear back from Greg, so I'm sorry I don't have anything to share there. And Ronnie Williams, okay. So Robert Munson, his best friend. So Robert, where are you? Robert, okay, there you are. So I condensed what we talked about, but I just put something here. So just so you know, it's not exactly, we talked about a lot. I talked with everyone, by the way, who sent me. We had some beautiful, beautiful, deep conversations. So I want you to know it did bring a lot of feelings up, right? A lot of emotions were shared. Okay, so Robert. Ronnie was a guy that was hard to dislike once you got to know him. Actually, I didn't like Ronnie immediately because the first time I met him was on my first day of school at Apple, and I was all dressed up to impress. We remember that? Yeah. Ronnie came up to me and said, "Whose funeral are you going to?" But within a week, we were best of friends. Very few knew that Ronnie was colorblind. He would often take me to the side and secretly consult me on colors. Ronnie was a good guy. He was funny and dependable. He was always there for me when I needed his help, and I miss my friend. So thank you, Robert, for sharing that. That was very sweet. Okay, so now we're going to move on to this other, Pat Durand, and Pat was the parent committee, and Jessica, I know Jessica's here, I didn't get a chance to, there you are, hi Jess, nice to see you. So Jessica wanted to contribute this memory of her mother, Pat. There's so much that she loved about Apple School, but she especially loved that the faculty at the school was like one big family, and she even considered herself a member of the faculty. And of course, she was always a dead mother to all of us, all of the kids, and loved every moment of it. So thank you for sharing that, Jess. Now, Randy Eaton. We all know Randy. And let's see, I have two. Let's see, I have Cher. Okay, so Cher Warren, very good friend of Randy, wanted to share this memory that she had. Eddie and I visited Randy in Michigan a month before he passed, and he was as feisty as ever. As we were leaving, I looked at him, knowing this would be the last time we would see each other, and I said to him with tears in my eyes, "How can I say goodbye to you?" He smiled and replied in the way Randy always did. "Don't say goodbye, say happy trails." We all laughed together, and that was the last time I saw him. He was ready and comforted me the whole weekend rather than me comforting him. What an amazing person he was. So thank you, Cher, for sharing that. And Randy's son, Matthew. Again, I got to be very close with Matt. We had some nice conversations. As I said, I got very close with these people, hearing their stories and what was how they were feeling about the passing of their loved ones. So Matt, this is what Matt remembers of his father. "I think the best thing about my dad was that he was so much larger than life. He was positive at all times and had a mind that was interested in everything. The universe could not contain his passion for exploration, and his spirit was so powerful that he actually changed the physical with his sincere smile and stare. And there was a time when my bicycle had been stolen, and though Dad had no practical skills in bicycle building, he built and painted one with his own hands to replace mine. My dad will always be my hero and best friend." Thanks, Matt. I love that. Oh, teary. I got very teary with all of these. Yes, please do, of course. So this is with Dick Frencho, and Bonnie had sent me that picture. She really wanted that picture up there, so I put Bonnie and Dick together. And Karen, even though she sent me something, would like to read it. That's fine.
I'm feeling brave. My strongest memory of my husband and Apple School, of course, is the bike-a-thon. Bonnie's strongest memory is probably when she asked him if the school would be viable, and he said, "Yeah, if you have $10,000 in the bank," or something like that. But how Dick loved Apple School, how he loved Bonnie and her vision. Apple School replicated the small private school that Dick went to in Buffalo, New York, a very long time ago. And he loved that school. It was intimate, relevant, innovative, creative, and outside the bureaucratic box. Real education and inspiration, and all the other words that describe the experiences we all had at Apple School. Dick's contribution, besides correcting anyone's and everyone's grammar, was measured by the hours and energies he lavished as head of the parent committee. He wanted passionately for Apple School to succeed, and succeed we did.
Yes, yes.
We would be so happy to know we are here today celebrating our legacy of connection and success and enduring friendships.
Oh, yes.
There is no greater gift and team effort.
Yes.
Thank you, Bonnie Bishop.
go to Don Gear. His family members are here. Stevie provided.
Does Stevie want to read it?
Oh, does Stevie? Are you here?
She was here.
Is Stevie here? Stevie Gear? Or any of the family members here?
Or any of the girls here? Hannah here?
Hannah?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll read. I mean, she gave me a lot, but I didn't know exactly what to use. But basically, and I had to learn. I didn't know Don, but I know that my sister Allison said that Don was the nicest person, and so I didn't realize that he was a teacher. That he was a teacher from not during when I was here at Apple School, but with the Los Feliz Hills. So
He was also the first president of the Booster Club.
he was also the first president of the Booster Club. So got that directly from Bonnie. Okay. Directly from the director. Just basically, okay, so Don Gue was a wonderful person and a gifted teacher. He brought out the best in people. He could make the shyest child smile, the surliest adults talk. He once said something to a student that she never forgot. He decided to give an open book test, something they'd never had before, and they were a bit surprised. He said, being smart isn't just remembering information, it's also being able to find it. He loved the little kids too and often told funny anecdotes about things they said. For example, he noticed when the first grader came to school with new shoes, he said, I like your new shoes. Where did you get them? The little girl replied, at the shoe store. Dawn said, which one? A bit surprised, she answered, both of them. I didn't know Dawn, so is that really Dawn? Is that really? Okay. Oh my God. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to meet him. And then another time, okay, so another little anecdote. Another time, a little boy asked him, Mr. Gear, do you still have a mother? Before he could answer, a little girl said, of course he does, stupid. He just doesn't use her anymore. I'm glad that's okay, so after Los Feliz Hills closed, Dawn worked as an education curator at the LA Zoo, teaching and inspiring thousands of children and their teachers until the year before he passed away. And Cher Warren also shared a lovely memory of Dawn that I'd like to read. Sorry. Oh, I appreciate it. Don Q was one of our best friends. He was one of the nicest people I've ever known. We were with him throughout the last month, visiting him at the hospital and in his home. We had always had a July 4th barbecue at his house every year, but he was in the hospital the last July 4th in 2002. So Eddie and I brought the barbecue to him. We decorated his hospital room with the American flags and streamers and wore red, white, and blue. We made all the traditional foods that had our July 4th celebration there in the hospital room with Fred and Sheila and Stevie, as we always had when he was well. He died 2 months later. I didn't stop crying for years. Very sad. Okay, so then we go on to David Holt.
Eric's here.
Yeah, Eric. Well, Eric had one line. Eric, do you want me to read the line, or would you like to come say something about your father? Eric? Okay. You would like me to read the line? So this is what Eric contributed. Dad was always supportive and encouraging and let me and everyone else be. And that's what he wanted to share.
Nice.
Just, yeah. I think I'll skip over. So I don't really want, should I share this story? Do you have a special story? I have a story, but I don't know. I was gone for many years, and I had missed out on being with everybody, this wonderful family here. And when I returned, I connected back with Emily. And Emily was working as a teacher in the LA school district, and she was ill. But I got a chance to spend some really lovely quality time with her. We got to have lunches. We got to sit and talk. It was really lovely. But this kind of goes back to the Facebook page. So early on in the Facebook page, Marcy Letts had posted a photo of Emily in this jaw-dropping, I don't know if anybody remembers, leather skirt, leather, shirt. Yeah, she was, Emily was the sweetest, gentlest, kindest, soft-spoken woman. And her alter ego showed up one day. I don't know what it was for. I don't remember exactly what it was, but Marcy Letts early on posted this photo of Emily. And I told Emily with such excitement, like, wow, I've never seen you look like this. And she could see everything. And she had the sunglasses on and the choker. And
Oh my God, I remember.
do you remember? What was that? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Alter ego.
Alter ego showed up one day. Yeah. When I called her though, and I told her about this wonderful thing called Facebook, and I was trying to help Emily to get on Facebook, and I told her about, I know, that seems to be my job. Yeah, it's my calling. I've been doing that with a lot of people. Okay, I'll be happy to help you. She became panicky though, because now here she was no longer part of the school here, and she was working in LA school district, and she begged me to take it off. And of course I did, and I promised her I would never show it to anyone. I would never post it. I would never show anyone. But you can always ask Marcy Letts, because Marcy she may still have. No, I'm sure she has it. But I just want to let you know, Emily was so dear to me. Emily and I were very close, and she always looked after me. I'm like all of you did, but we had a special bond. Emily and I had a special bond. So I think that does it for all of. Wait, I'm going to finish here though. Yeah. So naturally, we are all only here for a short while. That's how it is. That's how life works. So as we rekindle our friendships today and take a moment to remember the radiance that lives inside of each of these individuals, and to remember that this is what it means when we talk about service and love to others. The love and the appreciation is never lost. And as we can see here, look at us. To be here, look at how beautiful all the colors and all the faces and everyone we grew up with. It's something really, really special, very, very special. So we just want to thank all the families and the friends for sharing these special moments and sharing it with us all, because we love having them. We love having them part of our life, and that's why they're included today. Because just like you're all there, here they are, and we feel that they're here. The spirits with us. The radiance still shines through those photos. I'm sure when you look at those photos, you see their essence. So very important. So thank you so much. And okay.
Thank you.
I just learned that Tristan Eden, you're going to be saying something. Hi, Tristan. Sorry. Yeah, everyone used to call me Mel, and I don't go by Mel anymore either, but I just called you Tris, so hi, Tristan.
Everyone calls you Tris.
Do they? Okay, good.
Or T-Man, if you're Bonnie Bishop.
Yes.
Or T-Bird, or Mr. T, whatever you want. I wasn't planning on saying anything, so I don't have anything prearranged, but Bonnie asked me to say something, maybe for my dad or about my dad, and I think that, first of all, this is pretty cool. Great to see all of you guys. This is pretty awesome. So happy to be here. But for my family, Apple School has always been kind of a thing of mythical, magical memories for us. It's always been huge. And my family left LA in '85. We moved to England, and Apple School became even more mythical because it was so far away. And as you all know, my dad loved taking pictures. He loved people deeply and photographed many of you. And if you look in the yearbooks and around all this memorabilia, a lot of those great photos are my dad's. And he loved doing that. And what you guys don't know, or some of you that came to our house over the years probably do, is that photos of all of your faces have been in our kitchen and living room and bathrooms ever since Apple School. So you guys have always been kind of like in the front of our heads and in our hearts, always, We never, ever forgot about our time here because people from Apple School remained our family and are to this day my real aunt and uncles and cousins are, the faculty and students from Apple School. And that's really valuable to me. And coming back to LA, that was one of the greatest things I look forward to, is a hot meal at the Warren's house or dipping in the Bishop's pool or something. But I think, my father's greatest memories and some of his greatest achievements were here at Apple School with the students here, and the relationships and achievements here at Apple School were with him for his whole life, and some of the things he was most proud of. So I think I'd like to thank all of you for giving him what he cared about most, which is his friends and family. So that was all thanks to you guys. So thank you for that. And I know if he was here, he'd love this. So from the Eaton family on his behalf, I love you guys, and out of fucking sight. Oh, I introduced Bonnie. Oh my goodness, the honor.
Oh, no.
Oh, geez, the one and only. My godmother, everyone's godmother. We wouldn't be here without her. I'd say Brooke wouldn't be here without you, especially, but he's not here. I really wish Brooke was here. I wish Nikki Francho was here. I wish all of these people were here. So, anyway, Bonnie, thank you so much for making this happen. And you're such a huge star in all of our lives. You know, and one thing about you that I'll say personally from me is that over the years, I've had ups and downs. I've gotten in trouble. I've done this and that and the other. And anytime I was feeling bad about myself or down, it always gave me a lot of strength to know that Bonnie Bishop was out there somewhere, and she loved me no matter what. That's true.
Wow. Here we are. Right here. Right now. Welcome. Thank you. Stand up and stretch your legs.
Seventh inning
Stretch
stretch.
your legs. Come on. Get a little air in your lungs. That's it. You're right. I would lead you in a rousing rendition of the Hokey Pokey, but I don't know it. Okay, thanks. Good. After you stretch your legs, you can have a seat again, because I obviously have a few words to say. Being here right now with all of you is one of the most important days of my life. Looking out and seeing the Schaefers, the Jameses, the Warrens, the Rollins. I always hate Giannottis. I hate mentioning names. The Kippermans. I mean, it goes on and on and on. The Woodruffs, the Bretzes, Franchos. I mean, such amazing, God, people. The Magnuses, everybody who has been such an extraordinary part of my life. The Eatons. It just goes on and on. Thank you so much. I understand we're trending on the internet. That was a little joke. Some of you know the story that, and I have to read a little bit of this, although I don't like reading, but some of you know that the story that on an autumn day in 1973, I was driving down the 5 freeway, not very far from here really, and I decided that I was going to start a school. I was 25 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, not most of you are older than 25 now, unless they're your kids. And I knew exactly what it was going to be. And like most things in my life, happily, it all just came together. The right people, the right places, the right students and families. And here 42 years later, today, we're all back together again. It's almost a miracle, really. But like most things in my life, it all just seems to come together. I really want to take a couple of minutes to look around, look at the people to your right, look at the people to your left, high five those people, and just say, welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Many years ago now, in that building right there, on a Friday afternoon, I was having a faculty meeting. Now, no doubt, Ed Warren was goofing off with Emily Pandolfi. Ed Warren, you know you were. I remember so vividly saying this, and some of you may remember. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm the one here in front of all of you, talking. I'm the director of this school. I often wonder, why me? Because it could have just as well been any one of you. And now, over 40 years later, I find myself wondering the same thing. Why me? Why did I get to be the fortunate one to have started this magnificent school? Why did I get to be standing up here with all of you? And you know what? I still don't have an answer. But I do know this. I am one of the most fortunate people that you know. To have worked side by side with the Apple staff a passionate group of educators who just wanted to do our best to help kids develop and become their best. I would love the Apple School staff, if you were here on any role that you played with the kids, if you were on the staff, would you please stand up right now and receive your deserved recognition? I want you to stay standing. Stay standing. These people right here were the ones who worked with and inspired your kids. And okay, it's a real nice day, but sometimes they got pretty frustrated too, right? They laughed with your kids. In some cases, they cried with your kids. And they gave their best to every child that was in their classroom. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for this ride, because it's been a really good one. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Okay, you get to sit down.
Thank you.
Yes.
I mentioned earlier that I'm one of the most fortunate people that you know, and I am, because I am standing here, the embodiment of gratitude. I'm so filled with gratitude for the space, the place that each and every one of you have in my heart. I'm grateful for all the books you read, all the homework you did, all the touchdowns you made, and even those you attempted to make with great heart, but you didn't quite get across the goal line. The camping trips you survived, and that means both staff and students. The cheers you led, for the people whose lives you so positively affected, for all the times you went to ethics and went to qual and worked off your chintz, for all the hot dogs you made and sold and ate and no one ever got sick. I'm really grateful for that. For all the proms and the plays and the Christmas programs and the Halloween costume parades, for all the drama presentations, for all the soccer, basketball, and softball points you scored. And sometimes I was just grateful that you showed up on the playing field. For all the miles you rode Packy Francho on your bicycle. For all the trips you made up and down the coast of California in that great yellow school bus with Tony Smith as a driver. For the tears you cried and the laughter you shared. For all the friends you have made and remained loyal to. I'm thankful for all the people that you have served. For all the lives you have so positively touched, because you have most certainly touched mine. Thank you for making the world a better place, because you see, that's what the dream on the 5 freeway was really all about. It was a simple dream. It was a simple dream, but you all made it a reality. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. And then I just want to say, go Barons. Well, thank you. Yeah, I really love it. I would not be here without you. We've been sitting for a while, and again, we're all so grateful to be together. It makes me just want to giggle in my heart. I also would like to give anybody else, if they just want to make a few short words, please feel free to stand up if you want to around. You don't have to stay seated in your seats, because I know it's warm. You don't have to stay till 4 o'clock, okay? I'm just telling you that too. But enjoy these people, these friends, these colleagues, because there's no moment quite like this one. Thank you very much. Anybody want to say anything? Your chance. Yeah, you want to say something? Okay, have a wonderful afternoon. I want to thank the planning team for this reunion. Thank you for your work, for your expenses. Also, Sean said LILA is trying to buy this campus. Do you remember what that felt like, guys? Do you remember that? They're exactly in that place. We want this school site to remain a school site. We do not want it developed. It needs to be a school.
There's a little clear box over there. Any donation to LILA's Development Fund is welcome, please. So a little clear box right over there. It's a wonderful school. I have to share one more story. I came up here to ask Mr. Bukarish if we could use the campus. I didn't make an appointment, and I found myself sitting in the little waiting area, you know that, okay? And I was sitting there like I was 10, and I was like waiting to see Mr. Bukarish. Mr. Bukarish called me, he said, yes, come in my office. I sat down and I kind of introduced myself, and he said, you know, I always wondered, I knew there were people who had this office before me, and I always wondered who they were, but I never met any of them. He said to me, Bonnie, this is still your office. This is still your office. So hugely generous Campus LILA. And put a little donation in the clear box over there. Thank you guys for everything. Love you all. Love you all. Be well, be happy, healthy, and wise.
Very sweet.
Oh, yeah.
No, I got it.